Hello, everybody. Joe Bigaduns here, and welcome back for another episode of White Album, Summerly Falling like Snow, where last time we took a high school girl on a date to our college, and, our friend saw us with her. Weird. Anyway, yeah, that's basically all that happened. Ugh. Of course, as soon as I start recording, I start yawning. Ugh. Ugh. Well, hello. As you can see, this episode is coming up a day late. Not because I'm a lazy piece of shit or anything. Well, there's that. Plus, the fact that I'm going to a night shift starting technically tonight. Even though it's a Monday shift, you start at 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, and then it just rolls into it. So I spent the past 2 days trying to adjust myself again to being on a night schedule. Sleep through the day, wake up in the evening, stay up all night. And as you can tell by my yawning, it has not been working. I woke up at noon today, which, considering I went to sleep at like 2 in the morning, was pretty good. That was a good run. Normally I get more time for this, but they kind of fucked up when they were planning the schedule, so I lost a day in like the transition process. And also, it's just getting so fucking hot and warm out that sleeping upstairs in my bedroom past noon is essentially impossible. Like, I can thug it out during the middle of the night when it's like, oh yeah, my bedroom's, it's a nice cool 95 degrees. But once the sun gets up and starts baking my roof, and it's like, okay, it's like 110 in here now. I can only crank up the fan so much and like take off so much clothes before it's just a physical and like biological impossibility for me to sleep. So yeah, that's what I've been going through the past couple days. Also, it has nothing to do with the fact that I was just playing FF14 for the entire day yesterday. Just leveling classes. It's probably going to be months before I even get to Dawn Trail. I'm still, haven't even started the patch content for Stormblood, so I'm a full 2 expansions behind, and let's make that a 2.5, because I have to do all the patch content and stuff. So it's going to be a hot minute. Though, it is very quick to level healers. I've been doing DPS recently, so that's going to take a backseat considering the 2 new classes in this expansion are both DPS, so literally fucking everyone is trying to level DPS, and the queue times and the roulettes are over 30 minutes. At that point, it's faster to just run a shitty dungeon with the shitty fucking NPC companions, which they do a good job. They're not going to get you wiped most of the time. Occasionally the AI will just not know what to do and get the fucking healer killed, and there's nothing you could have done about it and just got to deal with it. But they run the dungeon so fucking slow. Oh, a normal dungeon clear is 10 to 15 minutes if you've got a good group. But with the NPCs, it's we're making good time if we finish it in 30 minutes. Which, factoring in the wait time for queues, it's technically faster to run it with NPCs, but it's so mind-numbing. It's awful. So I've been fucking around with healer and trying to relearn how to do it. Because I started the game as a white mage, technically a conjurer, but you know what I mean. Dude, I completely fucking forget how to do healer. It's pretty easy. There's not that many buttons, but actually having to pay attention to oh shit, I gotta keep this tank topped up because it's a level 40 dungeon and they don't have any of their good survivability skills yet, and I'm stuck with my shitty heals. It's well, time to see how we can make this work. And me just completely fucking mistargeting and healing myself instead of them. Good times. Anyway. That's enough rambling along. Ugh. I'll be working on my second pot of coffee today throughout this episode, so let's hit that grind. Go talk to some kids downtown. ask Mana if she wants any candy.
藤井さん
Yes? That voice. Yeah, it sure is
こん
Mana.
にちは
Mana. She's feeling good, it's obvious. She's such a kid at times.
何
Nothing.
So-
At any rate, what should we talk about? Literature. Because we're an annoying fucking, tutor who's gonna talk about schoolwork even outside school. Even though, you know. What did they mean when they chose literature as the translation here? Because we're talking about the fucking school festival. And it's like, literature? Are you fucking stupid? I'd have to look and see, like, what kanji it was and try to determine, like, did they just go with literally the first fucking definition in the dictionary without looking too far into it? Because this is... We've only ever talked about books, like, twice by clicking the literature option, and those were all with fucking Rina. I guess we talked about it a couple times with Psycho, about, like, fashion magazines, but... Hey, Mana, did you have fun at the school festival the other day?
楽しかった楽しかったってよりはすごかったか
You mean the theater club's production?
なうん沢倉先輩ってどんな人だったのかな
You mean Misaki? Well, she's incredibly kind and mature, but also adorable in her own way.
何が美咲さんよ同じ学校にいるからって偉そうに
I already told you, that's not true at all.
言っておくけど沢倉先輩と同じ大学通ってる人間って藤井さんだけじゃないんだからね分かってる
Yeah, you're not special. I get it. Except that, unlike most of the other students there, I'm actually friends with her. Except in my case, I actually am.
もうこの調子じゃ俺実は沢倉先輩の知り合いなんだとか言い出しかねないわね
Never mind. Forget it.
何よはっきり言いなさいよ
No, you're just gonna make fun of us. Forget I mentioned it. Whatever I had to say wasn't important. There's absolutely no way I can tell her now.
まったく本当に沢倉先輩と同じ学校に通ってるなんて思えないわ
I guess. Although to be fair, Misaki could technically be considered one of Mana's classmates as well, I'll bet from a higher grade. I mean, she never went to school with her. They went to the same, like, alma mater, but
あそうだ
you can't really call them classmates, but... Huh? What?
また私を大学に連れてってくれない
I could have sworn she was on the verge of losing it.
私服で入ったらわかんないでしょどうせ
Sure, I can take you. But why?
ちょっと見てみたくなったの沢倉先輩の大学って普段はどんな
Yeah, you know, it's a prospecting university choice. Huh? You mean my university?
沢倉先輩の大学
Fine. I say while holding out my hands placatingly.
今度の金曜日にでも行きたいなって思ってるんだけどどう
I'm sorry, what? You mean my school?
いいじゃない社会勉強の方が大切よ
Oh, well, you put it like that. I kind of think of it, Friday is when we have our scheduled tutor sessions as well. She really hates studying.
藤井さんはどうなの
Sure! Gets me out of work and we get paid nonetheless. Oh, fine. I'll take you on Friday. And I'll feel less bad about skipping our tutoring session under the guise of giving her a real-life learning experience. It's like I'm taking you on an educational field trip.
じゃあ決まりね
Anna really is a devout fan of Misaki's. She's going as far as following her to school.
ちょっと楽しみよね
Kinda stalker-like, but hey. And if you're really lucky, you might even get to meet Misaki herself.
あまあそうよね沢倉先輩ってどんな人だか一度は見てみたいのでだから美咲さんなんて慣れ慣れしいのよ藤井さん
Yes, I know. I'm sorry. Misaki's Stan will forever defend her honor.
とかなんとか藤井さん私のこと口実に授業サボれてラッキ
Yep.
ーとか思ってるんでしょ
See, you get me. Gulp. How dare you even think that? I know how I come off, but for your information, I'm actually a grade higher than me. I mean, Sawakura.
ふん。まあとにかく今度の金曜日駅前ね。
Now, when you say a grade, do you mean like your score? Like, oh, she's a fucking B student, but I'm an A student? Like, let's actually a grade higher. Because you're not. She's a grade higher than you. That's the whole thing. You and Akira followed her to that college. Whatever.
遅れたりしないでね。
Fine. I promise to come get you then. As we continue walking back to her house, I tell her all about the campus facilities. Oh boy. December starts. Where should I go? It's Monday, which means we do nothing. We do nothing until the 4th. That means I get to sip my coffee in the meantime. To try to wake up, even though I know the coffee does nothing. It's useless. My brain chemistry is like irrevocably fucked up from all the caffeine I've had in my life. Alright, downtown. I say trying to hit the right button. Are you going into your uniform? I guess. I kind of want to go out today. Head downtown. Oh, it's not that day. It's tomorrow. That's that day.
藤井さん、
We're just catching her on her way home from like school or something. That voice.
こんにちは。
Yeah, it's Mana. She's in a good mood. It's obvious. Kid sometimes. Nothing. Romance. Yeah, let's talk about romance with this child. Would you believe me if I told you I have a girlfriend? Wait. What? Something seems wrong.
何かの心理作戦。
Come again? How is the existence of a love life an emotional attack? I'm being serious.
本気？正直なこと言って藤井さん泣かない？
I forget I mentioned it. I already have an idea of what she's about to ask.
いいわよ別に。バカにするかもだけ
I mean, you're not wrong.
ど。するわよそりゃ。
She doesn't have to sound so confident about it.
だってモテないんだから仕方ないでしょ。
I mean, they're just actually falling into my lap. It's a little disconcerting. Using such mean logic to back it up with.
でもいたらいたで笑えるけどね。
Oh. The lights in my house just flashed. That's concerning. And it wasn't just like the normal shitty lights I have in my like sunroom. It was the lights in my dining room too. But whatever bump that was, it wasn't enough to stop the recording or give my PC any issues, which is good, I suppose. Okay, that's weird. Let's just press on. What's so funny about it?
朝学校行ったら相手の人と出会って藤井さんに会えたねなんて言われて
I don't think they were that lovey-dovey. Uh-oh. I've done that.
どうかした？
Huh? Nothing. Wonder how she'd react if she knew the truth.
じゃあさ、はい。
With that, she shoves her bag in my arms. Eh?
じゃなくてはい。
Hey, we're the lady. Carry your bag. Sorry, but I'm still confused.
私のカバン持って歩いてたら、ひょっとしたら恋人いるみたいに見えるかもしれないじゃない？
Probably think you're his little sister.
いいわよ。持たせてあげる。
Thanks. I find myself once again lugging her bag around. At least I don't look old enough to be her father.
Huh?
Nothing.
So-
He says, feeling the back of his head. Like, I'm not thinning, am I? Woo, Friday. Yep, going on a field trip. Or in other words, Operation Skip School for both of us. I arrive at the station a little early. Mana shows up shortly after.
あ、藤井さん、もう来てた。
Yeah, he's a punctual guy.
授業サボれて楽しくて仕方ないって顔してるわよ。
That's the first thing you say to me? Also, you're one to talk, considering you seem just as thrilled.
まあね。っていいじゃないそんな。別に藤井さんほど
I mean,
嬉しそう
nothing
じゃ
wrong
ない
with it, assuming you're not skipping school. But hey, allow it. I've done it a couple times. Okay. No matter what I do, I can't win. Shall we?
普段はこんななんだ。
Yeah, a little quieter than the festival day, huh? She says honestly, seemingly spellbound by the sight before her. But what do you think?
なんだか普通の建物みたい。
Well, yeah,
市役所とか
because it is.
そんな
I mean, some of the universities back home that I went to before I decided, well, not went to as like I was a student there, but went on like the tours before I decided to join the military instead of going to school. That's one thing I did like about like growing up in New England is like, oh shit, like some of the schools here, they're actually like old and have history and character instead of just being like concrete blocks built in like fucking downtown Austin or something. Like they're real fucking campuses that are good compared to, something like this where it's like, yeah, this is just a building that was built in like fucking 1984. Like there's nothing really special about it except the fact that, it's relatively modern. Well, you're not far off. The university is, at its core, an institution for learning. If you expect it to look like the Center for the Dark Arts, you'd be disappointed. We're expecting something else?
どうしてみんな忙しそうで学校じゃないみたい。
Busy? They're going to school. What do you mean? They're going to class. That's why they're busy. Probably because any student here on the weekend is either very serious or in danger of dropping out. More like a business, maybe?
わかんない。
Yeah? Well, it's kind of like your job. If you're a full-time student, it is your job to go to class and get your degree. Like, that is your goal. That is what you are fucking there to do. I can see where she's coming from. It might not be special, but there's a charm to the college campus that sets it apart as a school.
でもなんか面白い。いろんなとこ案内してよ。
She says, pulling my arm enthusiastically. Okay. Here we go. Here's the lecture hall.
変なの。
That's it? I mean, lecture halls are a little strange if you've only ever been in a classroom which is like flat with desks compared to just having kind of shorter, kind of less narrow rooms with like the elevated seating and benches. I've always thought they kind of look like pews, like you're at a church.
なんか
Here's some of the labs. Don't speak over me, Mana. You're gonna disturb class. I'll find one that isn't open. It's not like they're all gotta be in use. The library. Which, is this our first time here? I was about to say I like those benches, but they look horrifically uncomfortable. Like, is that fucking solid wood into a straight 90-degree angle fucking wood back? And then it's got a bit of a lip with the black top there. So you can't even put your back flat against it. You'd hit like the angle and it'd be like digging in and you're like, ugh. Misaki, I mean, Sawakura comes here a lot, usually. But not today, of course.
すごいインテリって雰囲気。
Referring to it as academic makes it sound pretty impressive. Though, I'm sure she'd just call me a mopey goth kid if I said I come here often.
難しい本ばっかりあるんだ。
Yeah, almost like it's a university library. She says while studying the shelf of technical textbooks curiously. They're the type of specialized texts that don't really exist outside of universities. And I have a feeling Mana doesn't frequent many libraries to begin with.
舞台のライティングって基本的には一色が理想的なのね。
Don't just sit there browsing. You started pretending to be a student here. Are you a theater kid, Mana? Just like that, I show her around the entire campus. Did you have fun?
ちょっと疲れちゃったけど。
Yeah, a lot of walking. I'm not surprised. After all, she ended up visiting every single department building on campus. Did I inspire you to want to go to college?
まだわかんない。
Yeah? We continue talking as we prepare to head back to the station.
あ、そうや。
Huh? Oh.
今日来てたんだ。
Oh. Hey, Haruka.
珍しいね。
You're one to talk, considering you never show up. Good grief. Stop saying weird things in front of Mana.
あれ？
Just then, she spots Mana herself.
友達？
Well, something like that. She's the kid I tutor. And then she leans in closer to Mana.
こんにちは。こんにちは。遊びに来たんだ。
Yeah, pretty much.
藤井さんと見学。
Like, oh, what a serious tutor you are. My anxiety ramps up as I watch them talk. All I want is to avoid a repeat of what happened with Akira during the school festival.
ねえ、トウヤ。今年？来年？
What? What are you talking about?
あの子の受験。
I mean, technically this year. Huh? Haruka can tell she's almost in the third year of high school. Meanwhile, Mana's staring at Haruka in her usual way. Well, yeah, they're both girls.
ここを受けるの？
Of course Akira wouldn't get it. She hasn't decided yet.
みたいだね。
Do you know her, Haruka? I ask in a hushed voice.
知らないよ。
Just that you seem to know a lot about
わ
her.
かるよ。見学に来るのってまだ進路の決まってない受験生だから。
Yeah.
受験生じゃなかったら遊びに来るし、ここ受けるんだったら下見に来るんじゃない？
That makes sense. You're awfully observant.
そうでもないよ。
Yeah, it's just obvious.
帰るね。忙しそうだし。
Oh, sure. Sorry.
いいよ。今の人、藤井さんの友達？
Yeah, something like that. She's pretty weird, huh?
でも、面白そうな人。
A little weird, but nice. I guess so. In her own way, I suppose. Though I'm not sure someone who looks up to Misaki would think favorably of a slacker like Haruka. Come to think of it, Misaki finds Haruka to be pretty interesting as well. Must be a girl thing.
どうかしたの？
Oh, nothing. We should probably get you back home, too.
結構面白かったよ。じゃ、また今度ね。
Yep. Just before I leave, if you feel like you want to continue on to college, I think it'd be a really good idea. Give it some thought. Though, it's none of my business, I understand.
まあ、余計なことだけどね。でも、
If only it was that easy, but, you know, it kind of costs money to go to school. I know she's got a nice house, but, you know, you shouldn't just assume things about people. Good. I'm sure you must be tired. I'll see you next time.
じゃあ、さよなら。
With that, she waves goodbye. Woo, got our date with Mana achievement. Da-da-da, 6, nothing. Yeah. Let's go to the park, you know, talk to kids in the park like a normal fucking adult does. Yep, that voice, it sure is Mana. It's pretty obvious to tell when she's feeling good.
何？
Nothing. Yep. So, like, what do you do besides study and listen to the radio? I'm walking with Mana, chatting about nothing in particular. However, we're suddenly interrupted mid-topic. She screams without warning. What? What's wrong?
男
Huh? I look in the direction of her gaze to find Akira walking in our direction. Well, crap. I realize it's too late that he's also spotted me.
あれどうや
Idiot. Don't come over here.
ちょっと藤井さん
Things went downhill fast. Go somewhere else, Akira.
あこの間の子だね
Yes, hello, little girl. Do you want a piece of
こん
candy?
にちは
Akira, right. I promised that we'd hang out together the other day.
どうしたのどうや
Sorry, I completely forgot. Right, how about we get going right now, then?
どこへ
Akira, you imbecile! Anywhere that's safe. We can figure it out on the way.
うんあ藤井さん
Sorry, I've got some stuff to do. I'll see you later. Time to make a run for it.
ごめんねじゃあね
He sure is taking his sweet time. Let's go.
うん
We're off.
待ちなさいよねえどうしたのさどうや
It looks like he's about to cry from the exercise.
死ぬかと思っちゃったよ僕
Actually, it's the opposite. I saved your damn life. Running away with Akira was the best decision I could have made in the moment. If we stayed any longer, things would have taken a turn far worse than the other day. In that case, I would have left Akira behind without a second thought.
え
Don't worry about it. I don't feel like explaining.
うんだけどあの子ほっといてよかったの
Yeah, she'll be fine. Yeah. I'll probably never hear the end of it, though.
親戚の子
Or something. Is he really that dense? She's wearing her school uniform and everything.
可愛い子だね
I mean, you could assume she's a freshman. You know, what? She'd be 14, 15? Probably 15, considering she's 18 and towards the end of her senior year. Yeah. Just a very young-looking 15-year-old. Late bloomer. It's rare to find someone who goes through life in such blissful ignorance. Just spilt coffee all down the side of my face. Completely missed my mouth when I was bringing the mug up. I fucking, was picking the mug up to take a sip, and then I looked at my recording, not thinking that I was also fucking moving the mug, and just, poured it down the fucking side of my mouth. Ugh. Right onto my bare chest. At least it's black coffee, so even if it dries, it's not gonna be sticky and icky, and it'll, at least I'll smell good, I'll smell like coffee. There are worse things that you can fucking have, stuck to your odor. The 8th. It's the 8th. Nothing. Staying home till the 11th. Buying time, doing nothing. Totally playing the game not as it's intended, but hey, we got places to be, people to see. We'll go talk to all those birds on their routes. Hear what they have to say then. Don't want to, double dip too much if we can avoid it. All right, go downtown. Yep. Oh yeah, it's Mana. Good mood. It's obvious. Nothing. Yeah, let's talk about literature. I just think literature is supposed to be like liberal arts. Ever visit the art gallery, Mana?
なんで
I've been to a couple, art exhibits, some galleries where it's like, yeah, I just don't vibe with this. It's like real artsy stuff. Wow, crazy. You go to a fucking art exhibit like that. But, I kind of prefer art history and stuff like that. Like make it almost like a museum art art gallery. Like, that's the stuff I vibe with. Not just like, oh wow, fucking a bunch of fucking plastic utensils hanging from the ceiling and by strings. And it says it's supposed to mean something? Like, okay. Yep. Why? I was just curious if you're into art.
私、退屈なとこって好きじゃないの。だいたい美術館行かなきゃアートなもの見れないなんて甘いわよ。
Yeah, walk down some alleys and look at the walls. Naive?
甘い甘い、大甘に甘すぎ。
Ah, she might have a point.
私ちょっと買い物して帰るからね。
Oh, that was great. Good talk. You know, just bump into you and you insult us. And she's gone. But the more I think about it, the more I realize just how out of place she'd be in a gallery. Well, I said galley. I'm like a ship? Yeah, she would be pretty out of place there. Be the one fucking cracking the whips at the oars instead of the one rowing the boat. We go to Mana's house to hang out. Yep, tutoring job. Alright, Mana, let's fucking talk about your hard life.
あ、藤井さん。
She came right away this time.
今日も来たの？割としつこい。
It seems like you were waiting for us, but I'm not sure how my coming is any different than usual.
なんだか最近供給方。
Of what?
家庭教師。
Considering I'm her only tutor, that's pretty mean.
ま、来ちゃったものはしょうがないわね。
It was another one of her
No,
jokes,
yeah.
but you know, her comedy gold. Thanks. I follow her inside the house. I put together a lesson plan, so that's what we'll be following today.
そんなの考えてて楽しい？
I don't think Mana actually minds studying. It's just that she finds it stressful to have constraints put on her time. I have exactly as much fun making them as you have learning from them.
大人ぶらないで。
But she obediently bends over the desk, focusing on the exercises in her workbook.
あ、来た。
As soon as she finishes the first subject, she throws down her pencil like always.
ねえ藤井さん、今日の勉強はおしまいでいいでしょ？ね。
You serious?
続きは次にまとめてやっちゃうって。
I've never once heard someone promise that then actually carry through. Seems like the way we get mana points is by, you know, actually not doing her job as a tutor. I guess that's fine. Knowing how well you're doing, it probably won't make much of a difference if we end early today.
そうそう、藤井さん偉い。
She turns to me with a huge smile on her face. We'll stop studying for now and have a little chat instead.
するする。
But next time, you'll have to finish today's work.
つまんない話はやめてよね。
Fine. And just like that, my work for today is done. Nice work today, Mana.
いいわよ。楽しかったから。
Yeah? Oh, that's good to hear.
私が学校を楽しいって思うくらいにだけど。
Ugh.
面白い顔。そんな顔しなくたっていいわよ。
I hurriedly try to look more mature.
じゃあまたね。
And she waves goodbye.
またねって別に来なくたっていいんだけど。
Yeah, a little sun. I know.
どうせ来るんだったらもっと楽しいこと考えてきてよね。
I'll try. See ya. I wave back.
うん。おやすみ、藤井さん。
Night. Oh, stop making it nighttime. Oh, making me tired. Go to the park. Know what's going on in the park. Talk to kids. You know, just hang out on a bench, wait for them to come by.
藤井さん。
Yep, that voice, yeah, it sure is Mana. Easy to tell when she's in a good mood. You know, nothing. What are we talking about today anyway? Literature, again. So, speaking of studying.
こんな時までそんな話しないでよ。
Okay. She really is in a terrible mood at the moment. My job is to help her study, though. So what do I do here?
何よ。
Nothing.
あ、そう。じゃあね。
Coward. She has no use for me since I'm only around to help her with schoolwork, I guess. She's ice cold. And now we sit around for the entire week until we go to Mana's house again. Yep. What's up, Yuki? Fuck off. Something about the music festival I don't care about. Or, you know, your New Year's Eve concert. Yeah. Down, at home. Just stay at home, like we always do. I'm trying really hard to fill this dead air, but I just can't think of anything right now, so... Let's talk about the things I have on my desk. I don't know, I got a bottle of ibuprofen. Maybe I'll have some of that. And I do have a bit of a headache. Probably from, like, my weird sleep schedule. My body's like, what the fuck are you trying to do to us? Because even yesterday, I tried to... Oh, God, we can't even stay home because fucking Yuki's here. Ugh. I don't want to have an event with Yuki. That's weird. I guess we'll just go hang out with Akira at the station. She's like, oh shit, Yuki's coming around? Time to get out of the house. Yeah, it sure is Akira. Hey, Akira!
Toya. どうしたの?
What can we even talk about? We've already talked about romance with him. What have you been up to, bud?
何かって?
Yeah, getting an exercise in?
そんなのわざわざしないよ。
Knock it off with the jokes. Apologies to everyone who likes being active. All you ever do is read, Akira. I wouldn't hurt you to exercise every now and then. If you don't move it, you're gonna lose it.
時々しかやらない運動なんて、かえって体に良くないんだよ。
Still better than nothing. Huh? Really?
知らないけど。
Of course. Who's home? Oh, it's from Yuki. Wow, that's crazy. Civil sheets, signed ticket. Oh yeah, it was her coming to ask us to go to the fucking New Year's concert. Whatever. We don't give a shit about that. We're gonna go hang out with a high school kid instead. Yep, tutoring job, go to Mama's house. Ring-a-ding-ding! Oh, she stopped trying to turn me away at the door. I guess she's finally used to me.
藤井さん、外寒くなかった?
As she says that, she turns up the heat in the house. Oh, thanks, it's freezing. It's the type of day where you don't go out unless you have to.
なのにわざわざ来たの? バカじゃないの?
I mean, he doesn't have a coat on. He probably doesn't even have a hat or gloves. You know, how cold can it be, really? Like, what? Is it fucking, like, 33 out? Like, okay, yeah, I guess it's technically fucking freezing, but... freezing is... 32? What is freezing in Fahrenheit? Is it 32 or 34? I can never remember. Wait, thunderstorm warning. Is that why my fucking lights went off? Nah, it can't be. Yeah, that's coming later tonight. Okay, ooh, 90%. Yeah, it's gonna get rough at, like, 9. But... you can tell I've been out of school for a while. Freezing Fahrenheit. 32, yeah. 34 is a different number that's associated with things in my brain that we won't go into here. Wow.
寒かったから、私昨日から一歩も外に出てないんだ。
Unless it's like single digits and
ご苦労
below,
様よね。
you have fucking no excuse for not leaving the house. Well, I worry about you, Mana. What are you talking about? That came because I was worried about you.
Huh?
Her eyes grow wide, seemingly surprised at my words. I mean, of course. Why else would I go out when it's as cold as it is? As I continue to play up my apparently compassionate nature, I notice her entire face growing redder.
何バカなこと言ってんのよ。
Yeah, your grades. You know, I care about you and your, like, academic performance. Voice is shaking.
いつも女の人にそんなことばっか言ってんでしょ。バカバカバカバカバカバカバカ。変態大変態。
She's acting like a kid throwing a temper tantrum. Raining blows down on my entire body. Ah, that hurts! Oh, she's not pulling her punches. This is quite the violent outburst. I'm sorry, Mana.
変態変態変態変態変態変態変態変態変態変態変態変態変態変態。
Yo, just let her keep going until she tires out. Get it already. I'm sorry, I was joking. I promise I wasn't being serious. Sorry.
バカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカバカ。
She punctuates that final big stupid jerk with a clean hit, thus ending her fist of fury. I'm so sorry. I offer up one more sincere apology.
まあ特別に許したけど。
She says pointedly, still annoyed.
本当に下品なジョークしか言わないんだから。
I don't think that's necessarily true, but at least she seems to be in a better mood. After studying for a bit, we're about to take a short break when suddenly,
ねえ藤井さん、もうすぐクリスマスなんだね。
she says, picking up her desk calendar. You're right. It kind of sucks that it's been so cold lately, though.
藤井さんは今年は？
Huh? I was honestly hoping to avoid this topic entirely, but as always, she goes straight for the jugular.
じゃなくて、今年のクリスマスはどうするの？
Ah, good question. There doesn't seem to be any ulterior motive to her question. I guess she's just simply curious. Actually, spending it all alone. I'm planning on spending the night alone, but... She bursts into laughter before I can even finish answering.
やっぱり？
I figured what, exactly? I mentioned before, but it has nothing to do with me not having a girlfriend, being unpopular with the ladies, or whatever else you're probably imagining.
何も言ってないじゃない？何一人で暴走してるわけ？
Yeah, again, defensive. Isn't that usually my line?
でも、クリスマスにモテなかったら、一体いつも出てるの？藤井さんって。
She just wanted to talk. There's no way I can tell her that I'm actually dating famous idol Yuki Morikawa. I'm fine with her seeing me as a loser. Better than delusional.
ごめんね、笑っちゃった。藤井さん、彼女いないなんて言うんだもん。
I never said that.
じゃあ、藤井さんかわいそうだから、私からクリスマスプレゼントあげるね。
Huh?
何よ、時期が早いって文句言いたいわけ？
No, just a little confused.
彼女もいないくせして生意気なんだから。
I never said I don't have a girlfriend.
そんなことばっかり言ってるから、女の子に嫌われるのよ。
I went from being a loser to a pariah. She suddenly begins rummaging through her desk drawer for something.
はい、これ、プレゼント。
What is it, like an eraser? It's a single ticket. Hey, it looks familiar.
森川由紀のクリスマスライブのチケットなんだけど。
Oh, right. That would explain it. But why? Why would she get me a gift in the first place?
好きなんでしょ？森川由紀とか。
Yeah. Or like, I like Yuki. Period.
だったらいいじゃない。受け取りなさいよ。
Okay. Feeling like I'm taking pocket change from my aunt, I accept the ticket she's been holding out for me.
私行かないから。
So she's not asking me to hang out with her.
いいの。知り合いにチケットとか簡単に取ってくれる人がいるんだから。
I'm still not sure if I can take this.
いいんだってば。第一私、別に森川由紀が好きなわけじゃないし。
Yeah, she's such a bitch, ain't she? Comes off as such a fake person. Oh, right. I remember. Thanks. I quietly take the tickets, knowing it's better not to mention I already have one of my own.
あげたんだから絶対に行きなさいよ。じゃないとなんかするわよ。
Don't worry. We're gonna scalp your ticket, though. We got a better one, like, for front row seats, so... I'm going, I promise. I'll regret it, huh? That's terrifying.
その代わり、
Want us to get you something?
終わったら、まっすぐ家に。
Yeah, I can't be the only one, you know, staying at home, being a miserable fucking sad sack of shit on Christmas Eve. She suddenly begins mumbling incoherently under her breath. What was that? I bring my face closer to hers in an effort to hearing her better. Then,
なんでもいいじゃない。
Ugh.
別に藤井さんに言ったんじゃないもん。
Oh yeah? Caught off guard by her sudden yelling in my face, I found myself answering in an uneasy tone of voice.
そうよ。何それ。決まってんじゃない。
Her voice is only getting louder, completely oblivious to my reaction.
もう何無駄話ばっかりやってんのよ。すぐサボろうとするんだから藤井さんって。
I've clearly managed to offend her, but this seems like a good opportunity to get her to refocus on the task at hand. So we get back to studying. It's pretty cold outside after our tutoring session, and the wind's even kicking up quite a bit. And the tip of my nose is so cold it hurts. Nice work today, Mana.
藤井さんもね、大変よね。こんな中帰んなきゃいけないんだもんね。
Wow, she actually seems concerned. I'll be alright. My place isn't that far from here.
そうだよね。
Then, immediately on the heels of that,
もう何？寒い。今日もう外出ない。
she dives back inside and immediately slams the door behind her. Aw. Just as I resign myself to walk home, I hear the sound of the door opening behind me.
藤井さん。
Oh, Anna. What is it? My voice sounds hoarse thanks to the wind.
良いクリスマスをね。
I notice her cheeks a little redder than usual, probably due to the cold. Thanks. You too, Mana.
大丈夫。
She says, a hint of sadness in her smile, before she goes back inside, closing the door quietly behind her. Good night. I murmur to no one in particular before heading home. Suddenly remembering Mana's gift, I take the ticket from my pocket. The ticket Mana gave me to Yuki's show. Still don't fully understand why she gave this to me, but at any rate, looks like I'll have to go see Yuki perform now, no matter what. Maybe this is only further proof that Yuki and I are meant to be. As that convenient interpretation floats through my head, I head inside. So what are you gonna do with that ticket? Because you got two. Like, it's always been like, oh, Akira, he's always bitching and moaning that he wants to go. But now you have a second ticket. You can be like, if you get your coat on, you can fucking go to the station and we can go together. You know, have a little bro date to go see my girlfriend. The 20th, downtown. Sorry, Akira. I don't want to talk to you. I'm too busy fucking grooming this child.
藤井さん。
Don't clip that. Chat, don't clip that. Yes. That voice.
こんにちは。
Yeah, good mood is obvious. Good kid. Yeah. Romance. Will you get mad at me if I ask you something weird?
多分
Yes.
怒るわね。
Seriously? Shouldn't even think about it.
変なこと聞かれて怒らない人なんていないわよ。
I guess so.
そういうこと。じゃあね。
Great talk, Mana. Oh, she's gone. I was just about to ask her about her love life. She'd get a little more than mad if you did that, bud. I think she'd just kill you. Downtown again. You know, gotta keep at it, you know. Yep, that voice sure is Mana. Easy to tell when she's feeling good, such a kid. Which is why we're gonna talk about her love life. Now, don't get mad. She's terrifying. I was wondering if you had a special someone in your life. She looks pissed. What should I say? I was just curious. You know, you're just so good looking, you know? Look, you're a cute girl, Mana, so I was just curious. I answer in a slightly playful way. She's not behind it. What? Yuki or Misaki would have eaten that line up. And with that, she makes a shooing gesture at me as if I were some kind of stray dog. Ouch. I mean, her survival instincts are correct. Good job, Mana. However, your defense is not impenetrable to this, you know, unstopping engine of, you know, infidelity. Can't believe she'd treat me like that after I walked her all the way home while carrying her bag, no less. My servant skills are growing by the day. Stay at home. Know what we're gonna do today? Stay at home. And then we're gonna go to Yuki's concert. Yep, night of Yuki's solo performance. Fast forward. Now I gotta get the subtitle version from my folder and splice it in. I should have had it on my phone on standby so I could look at it and be like, yeah, I'm following along with the lyrics. What? This is her single, you know, White Album, which, yeah, it's a pretty good song. Oh, got a little crunchy there. Yikes. My monster PC is struggling with this fucking visual novel, you know, baked in movie. Too many particle effects from the fake snow. Good job, Yuki. You really sung that song. And I know it plays a decently sized role in White Album 2, which we'll get to eventually, which I hear is really good. You know, kind of really flesh out some of the idea concepts in this one into, you know, fully baked versions, because, you know, I've said it before, but a lot of the stuff in this game, a lot of the routes and ideas, you know, a little underbaked. Like the core concept is good, but you bite into it and it's like, oh, it's still a little undercooked. It's a little chewy, you know. The bread's still doughy in the center. I did. I reply, slightly embarrassed. I promised I'd come see you, didn't I? And birthday. Suddenly realized I came here empty-handed. My belongings, along with the gift I brought for her, are all back in the hallway. Oops.
何トウヤくん
Sorry, I brought a present, but
気にしないでトウヤくん
yeah, I ditched it when I was sneaking back here.
だってこんな風にトウヤくん私のところに直接会いに来てくれたんだもの私それだけで他に何もいらないよ
Yuki.
なんてね実を言うと私も何もないんだ時間がなくって
That's fine. You gave us, like, tickets to come see your show, which, you know, from your perspective, like, oh, that's so self-centered, you know, like, wow, make his gift about me. But considering, you know, just the monetary cost of those tickets, it's a really good present. It's fine. I should be apologizing.
どうだろうね、こういう恋愛は。片方はすごくけなげなのに。これって両方とも痛いんだよな。裏切られる方も裏切る方も。
ステージ
AG inner monologue? Okay, first time that's happened.
だから私すごく頑張ったんだよ
And you did a spectacular job.
よかった
And yet, I can sense shades of anxiety hidden behind her apparent relief.
俺はこんなばっかだったな。相手のけなげさがすごく歯がゆいんだよね。例えば、ゆきちゃんが隠してるリボンの巻かれた小箱。あれは、ゆきちゃんが俺にクリスマスプレゼントを
Yeah.
なんてことはありえないわけだ。
I guess this is them whispering in the corner, not really inner
じゃあ
thoughts.
不思議だな。あれは一体誰にあげるはずのプレゼントだったんだろうね。
As Yuyoi is just sitting there, you know, whipping her sleeves angrily, you know, the vein on her forehead about to pop every time AG speaks. Huh? You did? Come to think of it, I've been very careful not to talk about any aspect of her singing career. But I meant it when I said I thought you did a really good job.
ありがとう
And yet the smile she gives me lacks the cheerfulness it used to have.
心配してたんだ最近トウヤくん私といるとき前みたいに笑わなくなっちゃったか
My heart skips a beat.
らだから私何か悪いことしちゃったのか
I mean, at least you're being open with it here.
気にしないでこんなこと言ったからって
No, you're trying to be healthy with the relationship. You're like, hey, you know, so this is what I've noticed and been feeling recently. No, good job, you know, actually being fucking open and, you know, trying to have a healthy relationship, Yuki. Of course, you know, the only time you do it is when I'm, you know, macking on high schoolers, but hey.
見てもらったらトウヤくんもちょっとは私のこと許してくれるかなって私ってそれしかできない人間
That's clear she figured out my feelings towards her were wavering. But does she really think it's just because she's been busier lately? She hangs her head before muttering quietly.
ごめんね
ゲームセットだな、青年。
Just as Yuki looks like she might burst into tears, AG suddenly pops up out of nowhere.
はい、これ。俺から藤井君へのクリスマスプレゼント。
What? He hands me a small box wrapped with an adorable ribbon.
いいじゃないさ、ゆきちゃん。ゆきちゃんにプレゼントもらえなかったかわいそうな青年への
Mm-hmm.
俺からのせめてもの慰め。だからほら、もらっとけよ、藤井君。
Okay. This pink ribbon. I can't say it exactly strikes me as AG's style.
何変な顔してるんだよ、青年。もらっとけ、もらっとけ。
Even AG's like, I can't fucking look at this anymore.
さて、ゆきちゃん。
He snaps to attention. She snaps to attention, surprised at being called out.
帰ろっか。疲れてるんだろ。
尾形さん
Yoi quickly interjects from behind Yuki.
外にはマスコミ関係者やユキさんのファンの方たちがまだひしめいているはずで
You're gonna go with the disguise, you know, thing, but this time, not have it be us, just him and Yuki doing it.
でも俺、今帰りたいんだよな。遅くなると妹の電話もうるさいし、 下手すると変な風に疑われるし。なあ、ユキちゃんも早く帰りたいよな。
私別に
Yeah?
いつでも。
そんな顔しないでよ、弥生さん。大丈夫だって。身代わりを先に返した後で
Who's the
ゆ
decoy?
っくりとここ出ればいいんだよさ。
身代わり？
そう、身代わり。誰かお手伝いの子に頼もうとか思ってたから。ちょうど
Ah,
ユキ
yeah.
ユキのために尽くしてくれるってのが
What?
現れて
Gonna dress him up in Yuki's like show clothes? He grins at me, snickering mischievously. You mean me?
クリスマスプレゼントまでもらっちゃったんだ。嫌って言えないよな。やってくれるだろ。
Fine. There's a vibe coming from AJ that makes me feel like I can't turn him down, regardless of what I want. I accept my fate and nod.
よし、オッケー。ゆきちゃん、青年にコート貸してあげて。あと、弥生さん、つばの長いキャップがあったらお願い。
Yeah, get him a nice wig. Put the skirt on.
じゃあ、弥生さん、ゆきちゃんお願いね。俺はこの青年連れて、外の連中と先に帰るから。
Thanks, AG? I follow AG into the hall, wearing Yuki's coat and a hat that covers my face.
どうやくん、
Yuki calls my name through the crack in the door. Oh, what's wrong?
どうやくん、本当にごめんなさい。今日せっかく来てくれたのに。
That's fine. Just the nature of the business. Despite her nod of thanks, I get the feeling that she wants to say something. What's wrong, Yuki? I press her slightly and she glances up at me briefly. But then she simply hangs her head silently.
ねえ、どうやくん、正直に言ってね。
Do you hate me? Hmm? Okay.
誰か、どうやくん、私と付き合う前に誰か好きな人い
Huh? The girl I liked before Yuki? I don't know. I'm not really sure. But if I don't remember, then probably not.
た？どうやくん、
That's not to say I wasn't interested at all. So in that sense, I can't really say yes or no, right? Though, of course, I mean, interested in girls in general, not any specific one. I quickly find myself babbling excuses in my own defense. And yet I can't stop even after realizing that. I'm desperately trying to find an answer that'll satisfy her without hurting her feelings.
そうなんだ。
I mean, that's like a super realistic answer. Like, what? You guys started dating when you were like juniors in high school? The dude was what, 16? 17? At that age, if a girl is fucking nice to you or like says thank you or like looks you in the eye, you're like, she's the one. You know, I've already fucking envisioned our life 30 years in the future as a happy married couple with like 2 kids. You know, the fully fleshed out, you know, existence, you know, got all the backstory, all the dramatic twists already pre-planned out in like the fucking 5 seconds it took for her to walk by me. Like that's just like adolescent teenage boy brain. She murmurs somewhat sadly.
ごめんなさい。こんなこと聞くの、どうやくんには迷惑だよね。
But there is you know, time and place for happy little white lies when you say, no, you were the first and only one. Like that, you know, some real good line, make her swoon, you know. Get her swimming in it. Ah, that's not true.
今日は来てくれてありがとう。私、本当に嬉しかった。もう行って。これ以上ここにいると、またどうやくんに迷惑かけちゃうから。
Yeah, seems like that's all you do is make my life hard. Ugh. With that, she slowly shuts the door. Yuki! The door acts as a solid barrier, keeping us apart.
おっと藤井君、出発の準備はできてるぞ。行こうか。
Eiji's got my arms pinned behind my back. Eiji, what are you... When I turn to look at him, the laid-back Eiji I'm used to seeing is gone. I'm not sure what's different, but there's a stern look in his eyes. Eiji?
何もたもたしてんのかな。行くぜ青年。
Just like that, he's back to the guy I know. Fine. I follow along behind Eiji, still feeling somewhat uneasy. Could it have been something else that she wanted to ask me about? Can't shake that nagging thought as we head out. Yeah, replace in the past with
ほら
now.
ほらゆきちゃん。
And that's what she wanted to ask about.
ほら急いで。
Coming! His tone is jovial, but I can tell he really wants to get going. Your plan is to draw the crowd away from where Yuki really is. Doesn't it make sense to wait here a little longer? It's dark enough that no one will be able to see my face anyway.
それもいい考えだな。
He then pats me on the head, treating me as if I'm some grade school kid.
ところで藤井君は背が高いよな。身長何センチ？
No, I forgot about our height difference. Feeling slightly embarrassed, I approach Eiji's car. It's a green Mini Cooper. Oh, green, really? I don't know if I've ever seen a green Mini Coupe. Normally they're like black or red. I open the standard side door before slipping inside. The interior of the car and its comfortable seats have a stylish, retro chic vibe to them.
かっこいいだろ？
He laughs, my thoughts plain as day on my face, while sliding to the driver's seat of next to mine.
浅く腰掛けてくれよ。あとちょっとうつむき加減にな。
Oh, is that what Yuki normally does?
ちょっと飛ばすけど大丈夫だろ青年。
Oh god. Slumped down in my seat, all I can do is nod awkwardly, my chin tucked against my chest.
よし、いい男だゆきちゃん。じゃあ行くか。
Clearly enjoying himself, Eiji puts the car into drive and we launch forward. Eiji drives through the crowd, milling around the venue until he gets to the outer edge, gradually slowing down. His green Cooper has turned quite a few heads, along with the fact that Yuki seems to be inside. I get the feeling his car is quite well known to begin with. The guys who spot us immediately become animated, shouting excitedly while waving their arms up and down.
人気があるなゆきちゃんは。
Hey, give him a little wave. Sounds like some geezer when he says that. Is the reason why she's so famous in the first place.
青年、ちょっと手を振ってみなよ。
Huh? Me?
ファンサービスは大切だろゆきちゃん。
Fine. Can't help but feel guilty knowing I'm tricking all these people, but I raise my hand and give a little wave.
ああ、手は出さない。コートの裾から指先だけをこう。
Yeah, if they see like, oh damn, Yuki's got some fucking baseball mitt hands. He coaches me on my performance as he drives. I follow his directions, waving back with just my fingers showing. Also makes it look like your coat sleeves are a little long, so like you got little short, stubby girl arms. The guys around us go wild, clearly more excited than before. Seeing their reaction, he pushes down on the gas and we speed away. Drive around the city for a bit before finally stopping at a nearby park. Is Eiji trying to fuck us?
少し歩くか青年。
Taking us to make out point? Oh, nope. I'll be fine.
まあ、あれだけサービスしてみせりゃ、彼らもおとなしく帰って
I
くれ
like
るん
that
だ
we're
けどな。
getting, you know, some agey fucking scenes for once. You know, some characterization of his thoughts, you know, on this whole thing. A little weird that it's happening in the Mana route instead of, you know, a Yuki or Sayako or Rina one, but you know, I'm down for it. I'm here. Ugh, what a cheap gimmick. The words slide from my mouth without thinking, and I immediately realize I messed up. The jovial light in Eiji's eyes vanishes for a split second. I quickly begin apologizing for making such a novice gaff. Gaff? Especially for someone who knows better, and his expression softens.
ああ、まあな。さっきだって必要だったのは森川由紀じゃなくて、 車の中で手を振る
Mm-hmm.
森川由紀らしきものだったわけだしな。
Didn't even matter it was the real thing. You know, what a bunch of chumps.
何も
It's like they don't
必
actually
ずしも
care.
本物じゃなかった。
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Immediately delves into the rudimentary criticism of the entire entertainment industry. Doesn't sound like him at all.
ただ森川由紀らしきものをこの上なく上手にやってのけられるのは他ならない。
Yeah,
森川由
even
紀本人
even the
だ。
real Yuki Morikawa isn't the Yuki Morikawa, so only she can pretend to be the Yuki Morikawa. You dig?
先行するイメージに打ち勝って本物が本物であり続けるためには。
え？
悪い。なんか喋ってるな俺。
No, he's going into it. He laughs tiredly before lighting a cigarette.
ただな、君とユキとの間はとても幸福な関係にあるってのは俺にもわかるんだけどな。
Something like that. It's a little strained at the moment, but turns to me, suddenly serious, and I can tell he's hinting at something deeper.
君はどうなんだ？
あ？
ユキだよ。
Yuki? I realize he's talking about her in a different tone than usual.
好きなんだ。
That casually spoken question is like a dagger straight through my heart.
違うのか？
No, it's not that.
別に隠さなくていいぜ。見てりゃわかるって。
Oof, if even they're able to tell, like, you're clearly fucking on shaky ground. Oh, yeah? He chuckles to himself.
君らじゃないよ。弥生姉さんだよ。あれだけあからさまに君のことをユキから話そうとしてるんだからな。
Uh-huh.
君も
Yeah, she's kind of a
迷惑だよ
bitch.
な、藤井君。
I'm gonna be interested in her route. That'll be fun. I think it's the last one we got on the docket. Not really. It doesn't bother me.
まあ、あの人ももともとの性格がお嬢様で不器用だから、
Mm-hmm.
こう強引っていうか直情的っていうか。
All business. What? That lady?
そんな不思議そうな顔すんなよ。あの人はただユキを好きなだけだよ。まあ、愛してるってところか。
Yeah, not like a gay way. You know, entirely platonically. She adores Yuki?
ああ、恋は盲目だっけ？ユキの才能や成長に心全部奪われて、他のことはどうだっていいって、そんな感じになってるだけでね。
And then he chuckles dryly.
で？
ん？
君はどうなんだって？好きなんだろ？
Still talking about Yuki or, you know, Yayoi? Huh?
言っておくぞ。
He stares at me, his expression suddenly stern.
中途半端に誰かを好きとか言うんじゃないぞ。それこそ弥生さんみたいに。
Yeah, like, how does it look if her fucking manager loves her more than her
その勇気がないん
boyfriend?
だったら引っ込んでいろ。
A chill races down my spine at his words, though I'm not entirely sure why.
他のやつにはそれでもいいかもしれないけど、ユキはそうじゃない。上に登れば登るほど、ユキは自分が自分である空間を失ってくる。
Yeah, if you're already struggling at this fucking, you know, entry level shit, you've got no chance, no shot in the future.
森川ユキらしきものが完成すればするだけ、森川ユキは消えてなくなってくんだ。ただ、少なくとも君の前では、ユキはいつも森川ユキでいられるはずなんだ。
He's asking me? Not Yuki, but me.
それに耐えられなくなって、別の優しい誰かを見つけたとき、どうする？
And he's like, we're building like a fucking skyscraper here called Yuki Morikawa, and you're the foundation. Are you gonna be like a fucking solid, well-built, sturdy foundation who's able to hold her up? Or are you just like some fucking wet swamp ground that's gonna like collapse in on itself the second things start getting serious?
ユキを放り出して、一人だけ安らぎを求めたとしても、そりゃ誰も文句は言わない。
That's entirely fair,
それこそ
you
ユ
know.
キ本人だって。
Like, sure, we can look at him and be like, oh yeah, fucking Toya's such a piece of shit for cheating on his girlfriend, which, you know, he kind of is. He is. But if he, you know, had the balls to break up with Yuki because he's like, I can't make this lifestyle work with your job. Not to like throw down the gauntlet and like give her an ultimatum. but she's like, as things are, this cannot work. Is there any way to, any change that can be done on your end? And if her answer is no, it's like, okay, I guess this is where we part ways. And then, he goes off with a side piece. Whatever. That's fine. Entirely understandable if, a third party heard that who's not, like, emotionally invested in their relationship, like, I don't know, they're friends or something. They'd be like, yeah, okay, I get it. Like, it's his life. He can fucking, if he's not comfortable in the relationship, he has, agency to leave it. But you gotta go through that first before you start, making out with high schoolers, bud. Someone else? Someone a lot less complicated?
それを自分自身で許してしまってるとしたら
Would I do it? I'm not sure.
俺がお前を許さない。いいか。そのつもりでいろ。
Oh yeah, he's like, I would fucking hate you forever. Huh? Honestly speaking, I'm not sure what he's trying to tell me. And yet this ambiguous intimidation tactic of his is heart-wrenchingly effective.
なんてな。
The tension around him dissipates, and his usual playful smile resurfaces.
語るね、俺。おっさん臭かった？
A little. No. As for me, I'm still just as anxious as I was a moment ago.
なんでこんな語っちゃうかね、俺。
And then he shoots me yet another meaningful glance. This time, though, he doesn't seem to be looking for an answer.
俺、ユキのこと好きだからさ。
Huh? I'm caught off guard by his words, but he simply looks back at me cheerfully.
何がなわけさ。いいじゃない、好きになったって。
Yeah, it doesn't matter, like, even as her manager, if I got a little crush, if there's such a good goalie, blocking the prize, it's like, well, there's no way I could get at it, so I'm not even gonna try. And I'll just be sitting here happy with my little, unfulfilled, unrequited, crush on Yuki. But, there's no goalie blocking the net. Well, that changes things. And then with a frown on his face, he asks,
年が気になる。
No?
そりゃよかった。いや、俺少し気になるんだけど。
Yeah, I can feel that. I'm getting close to pushing 30. And I'll occasionally, get messages from younger women, in the dating scene. And it's like, ooh, like, yeah, you're pretty and you seem nice, but you are 18, you are 19, you are a child. It's like, I am fucking 10 years older than you, or close to it. And it's like, even for me, it's like, I'm not sure if I'm okay with it. Like, oh yeah, love is love is blind, yada yada yada. But it's like, love maybe, but other people aren't, and I'm not. And I'm like, what would we even talk about? Like, honestly, it's like, oh, you want to fucking talk about Shrek and fucking Halo 2? It's like, oh yeah, those things came out before I was born. It's like, fuck, shit. Like, I've fucking got nothing to talk about now. It's like, how's the weather? And that's all you got. After becoming aware of his own stern expression, his smile grows more and more amused.
そんな顔しないでくれよ。弥生さんみたいだぜ。私、森川由紀らしきものじゃない。森川由紀を独占したい気持ちはわかるけど、同じ気持ちのやつが他にもいるんだぜ。
I mean, I appreciate you coming out and telling me this man to man, Eiji.
篠塚弥生って女と、そして君の目の前にもう一人。
I find myself starting to get angry.
よせよ。
His immeasurably deep voice stops me, instantly extinguishing my momentum.
怒らないで聞いてくれよ。難しいけど、 その難しさに耐えられるかってことだよ。ユキはあんな性格だから、君が誰と浮気しようが、そんなの軽く許すと思うんだ。
And then following a silent pause.
ただ、ユキを浮気の相手にしているとしたら、ユキは絶対に許さないだろうな。俺以上に激しく、深く、強くな。
I clear my throat nervously. I wonder whatever prompted him to speak this honestly with me.
一ついいことを教えておこうか。
He heaves a heavy sigh, seemingly fed up. His breath nags in the air between us like a heavy cloud. Hanks. Don't know why I read that as nags. I guess I squinted when I looked at the H.
ユキが
Yeah, she's not gonna have. It's gonna be even harder from here on out.
そうだよ。あの音楽祭だよ。
I had no idea. The music festival. Annual event showcasing popular musicians hosted by the TV stations, major record labels, music stores, and so on. The most popular idols over the past year entered into the contest via a competitive selection process where they perform against each other in front of a panel of judges. There's a first place trophy, an excellence award, and honorable mention, but the star who ranks first is awarded a record deal from the sponsored production company. In other words, the best musician of the year gets to put out a record album, along with all the associated honor. Only those up-and-coming idols with the most promising futures are selected to participate. It's rare to see the same artist participate over consecutive years, as it's difficult to maintain the level of success and continual growth necessary. Even then, just being an amateur isn't enough to guarantee a spot in the festival. Only the best and brightest are able to be granted a spot on stage. And out of those promising youngsters, one special individual will rise to the top, be crowned the best of the best. Whether Yuki has the ability and talent to potentially win such an esteemed prize remains to be seen. But her being included at all is evidence of her rising stardom.
そういうことだ。
He mutters under his breath, exasperated.
ユキを愛し続けられるかってのは、つまりはそういうことなんだ。
We've made it this far, but even Yuki is willing to love me forever. But even if Yuki is willing to love me forever, am I really okay with that?
藤井君さ、
What?
もしユキを愛していく自信があるんだったら、
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah?
お互い手抜きしないで頑張ろうぜ。
He holds his right hand out towards me. I think he wants me to shake it. No, I'm gonna cheat on Yuki. Sorry, bud. I stare coldly at his proffered hand, refusing to give any sort of response. Never trust anyone seeking out cheap friendships. That's my opinion.
そうか。
He draws his hand back almost regretfully.
仕方ないな。こんなキャラクターと素直に握手する間抜けもいないってことだ。
Yeah, you're a bit of a snake.
それとも、もう戦いは始まってるってことか。
He chuckles dryly again. Words. After a short walk, we return to Eiji's car. We remain silent for the rest of the ride home. I get out of the car, the cold wind stinging my skin, only to notice floating ethereal white stuff falling from the sky. The first snow of the year.
寒い。藤井君、雪だ雪。
He slaps me on the back with an innocence far removed from his former seriousness. I laugh, caught off guard.
付き合わせて悪かったな、藤井君。うん。また局にバイトに来な。
Okay, thanks. I answer while hiding my emotions as best I can.
まあ、そんなにも難しく考えるなよ。これからどうにだってなってくんだ。展開は一つだけ。
Yep.
なんてことはないんだからさ。
And you know, even if it's messy and there are some wounds left over from whatever happens, you know, given time, it'll all scab and scar up, and it'll be like nothing ever happens. He slaps me on the back again. This time, that enigmatic smile of his was comforting.
さてと、俺はこれからユキのところにコートを届けてから 帰って寝るよ。
You're going now? To Yuki's place?
そんな顔するなよ。届けるだけだって。
Oh, okay. Is my anxiety really that easy to read?
だって俺のところ妹がうるさいんだもん。家にいないからチャンスだとか思ってても。
And then he chuckles wryly. I find myself smiling alongside him.
じゃ悪いけどここでお別れだ。また何か面白いことを手伝ってくれよな。
With a low hum and burst of lukewarm exhaust out from the back, the Cooper speeds up out of sight. I stand there until the taillights vanish from sight before slowly trudging to my apartment. The first snow of the year is starting to accumulate on the asphalt. I glance at my wristwatch and realize it's almost dawn. Ooh, you were out late. Because it's, late December. Dawn means it's like fucking 5 a.m. The sun will probably come up around 7, but yikes. The fallen snow in the neighborhood near my apartment has been trampled into a muddy mess, a hallmark of a town full of busy people with places to go. It's true what they say about the city never sleeping. I'm suddenly overcome by a bizarre realization. When I see Yuki or venture out with Eiji and the others, the world around us continues to move on at its own pace and to its own rules. We're nothing more than cogs in the wheels of society. It's odd, realizing you're an insignificant part of the whole. My apartment building is so quiet, it's almost like no one's home. The fresh snow by the main entrance lies undisturbed by footprints from passing pedestrians. I walk up the stairs, enjoying how the freshly fallen snow feels under my shoes. When I get to the second floor, I notice something on the ground, in front of my apartment. It's a white, fairly inconspicuous object. This has to be a joke, right? I get closer, trying to see what it is. Oh. It's not an object at all. It's a person. Are they drunk? Well, tell me they're dead. I think to myself as I timidly approach the person on the ground. Oh. The long, stuffed animal-looking object has a familiar face. It's Mana, wrapped in a white coat, half frozen with her eyes shut, and like she's been crying. What's she doing here? On closer inspection, I can see she's holding a bag and a piece of paper, and a bag in one hand and a piece of paper in the other. I can barely make it out. It looks like a copy of the resume I gave her parents. She probably used it to find my address so she could make her way here. Now, that still doesn't explain why she's outside my apartment on this very cold morning. Wait. My mind flashes back to when I arrived at my building. There wasn't even a single footprint in the snow at the entrance. On top of that, her shoes don't seem wet at all. In other words, she didn't come here this morning. She must have arrived last night before it started snowing. Touch her very pale cheek. She's cold. Oh, this can't be happening. I place 2 fingers on her neck like I see them do on TV, checking for a pulse. I then move my face closer to her lips to see if she's breathing. Oh, she's okay. She has a pulse, and I can feel her breathing. In fact, her neck is fairly warm. I guess she's just asleep. Ooh. I heave a huge sigh of relief, temporarily putting aside the question of what she's doing out here in the first place. She quietly wakes up, probably due to my sighing so close to her face. Mana, I'm glad you're okay. But before I can say anything else... Ugh! She sneezes right in my face. That may seem cute at a distance, but when it's inches away, it's like a mini explosion. Startled, I reflexively jump back against the wall. She gets up, hobbles over, and collapses into me, still half asleep. And she takes a handkerchief from her pocket before vigorously wiping my face with it, seemingly talking to no one in particular. She's rubbing on my skin hard enough to hurt. I guess her hands are numb, so she has no idea she's overdue. She's going overboard. It's fine, Mana, really. By the time I managed to stop her painful cleaning session, patting her lightly on the shoulder. Having finally snapped back to reality, she slowly pulls her hand back. What are you doing here, Mana? It's the first thing out of my mouth. However,
藤井さんこそ何してたのよ。
she's been here since the night before. Was she really expecting me to come right home after Yuki's show? At any rate, let's get you inside. It's cold out here. And not really the best place for a conversation. I opened the door wide. My apartment's kind of chilly. I belatedly realized I should have left the heat on while I was out. Meanwhile, Mana can't seem to stand back up. Confused, I hold out my hand, and she uses it to support her entire body weight as she shakily gets to her feet. I guess her legs fell asleep. Are you okay?
大丈夫に決まってるじ
Before she can finish speaking,
ゃん。きしゅん
another gargantuan sneeze leaves my ears ringing. Ouch. Don't think you should have put on, like, some pants if you're gonna be going out, you know, on a cold night like that? Like, I get, you know, you look cute in your mini skirt, but, oh, dude, your legs. Well, it's gonna take a little longer to warm up, so just sit there for now. While turning the heater on full blast, I help Mana inside. Looks like she might burst into tears at any moment. There's so much I want to ask her. But I know she'll only start sobbing if I say anything, so I remain silent for the time being. The heater finally turns on and warm air begins blowing through my apartment.
これ
She says in her usual sarcastic tone of voice before thrusting the bag she's been holding towards me. It's from the local 24-hour fast food chain. Huh? I take it, realizing it's still slightly warm thanks to her body heat. I peek inside. There's a festive-looking box of fried chicken.
ちょっと多く買いすぎちゃったから持ってきたの。
So yeah, I know you'd be feeling like a sorry piece of shit, you know, spending Christmas alone. So I came to see you last night after the concert, but you never showed up. Haha. Huh? Weren't you out with a friend?
いいじゃないそんなの。余計なこといつまでも覚えてるんだから。
As the room gets warmer, your usual energy seems to be returning along with it.
いいわよ食べないんだったら。私食べちゃうから。
An entire chicken? No, wait, I'll eat it. I hurriedly grabbed the box from inside the bag. I lighted in the rays of the morning sun on the laziest morning of the year. The white, red, and green logo seemed disappointingly depressing.
温めて。
は？
って何よ。温め直してくれなきゃ食べられないじゃない。
You say that, but like, I'm a fucking animal, you know. I was about to say mid, but it's kind of like upper 20s, bachelor. Eating some cold rotisserie chicken fucking right out of the fridge. Not gonna lie, it slaps sometimes. Oh, right, but she's in a bad mood. Well, who's to blame her? I thought any girl would be sunshine and rainbows after spending Christmas Eve sleeping outside on frozen concrete. That being said, I have some unfortunate news.
何よ。
I don't have a microwave. I'm sorry.
嘘信じらんない。何それ。ここ本当に文明国？
Bachelor Pad is a sort of mysterious realm on the fringes of civilization.
じゃあこれ冷たいまま？私食べない。藤井さん全部食べて。
You can still heat it up, you know, you get an electric kettle or something, right? You make tea for people. Get some hot water. I'm not gonna say soak it, but you know, kind of put the chicken in the plastic bag, like a Ziploc bag or something, and you know, put that in some hot water and heat it up. Oh, she's sulking big time now. She was the one who brought it in the first place. Well, I was thinking of getting some breakfast anyway, so bon appetit, I guess. Thanks. Munch, munch, munch. It's cold, the skin is soggy from condensation, and it doesn't taste fresh in the slightest. But it does have that unique day-old leftover feel. Chowing down on cold fried chicken on a freezing winter morning is probably a rare culinary experience. As I think that, I quickly demolish the first piece. She's probably pretty hungry. Fortunately for her, I don't really have any food to offer her. What should I do? You want a piece? Sure you don't want some of this chicken you've got for me? That's pretty tasty.
別に買ってきてあげたわけじゃないわよ。買いすぎちゃっただけ。ただの余り物よ。
She's not making this any easier.
何か飲み物ないと食べられないわよ、私。
All I have is a bottle of oolong tea. Want some oolong tea?
それでいいわよ。
Her throat probably is pretty dry from sitting outside all night in the winter. Mood nowhere even close to improving. She's quietly begins picking at the piece of chicken.
まずい。
Just take the skin off. It'd probably be better that way. She says emphatically, leaving a piece half-eaten. As we continue eating the chicken, the room gradually gets warmer, and I grow sleepier along with it. But I can't fall asleep yet. I have to find out why Mana's here. But when I look over at her, I realize she's falling asleep herself.
何よ。
But nothing. He gestures to tell her exactly what just went through my mind. Why'd she come here in the first place? Especially in the middle of the night when it was so cold out. Maybe she doesn't want to tell me. Mom must be worried sick about you. I don't want her parents mistakenly thinking she's up to something weird because of me. But
するわけないじゃない。
did they have a fight or something? Her parents probably aren't even at home. They're probably like fucking like career professionals who are like, all right, we're on a business trip both separately for like 2 months straight. See you later. Here's the key and the checkbook. I have no idea what might have happened, but for the time being, I should probably get her back. Honestly, I'd prefer she went home. Now, what should I do? Alright, it seems you're having some issues, might as well stay. Knowing how she is, I doubt she'd listen to anything I have to say. Might as well let her stay a little longer. Besides, it's not every day that a girl visits my apartment.
何緩んだ顔してんのよ、藤井さん。
Crap. Thinking about anything in front of her is dangerous due to how perceptive she is. It's nothing. I was just thinking. It really snowed a lot, so why not stay for a bit before heading back? Yeah, I gotta let him clean the streets. Let some of the snow melt on the sidewalk. In a rare moment of amenability, she nods.
藤井さんって時々優しいんだね。
Yeah, tokidoki. Only sometimes.
そういう意味じゃなくて。
She stumbles over her words, looking slightly pleased.
いつもそんな感じだったら、もう少し女の人とかにも見てもらえるんじゃないかなっていうか。だからそういう意味じゃなくって。
She's starting to get annoyed again, spurred on by her inability to find the right words to say. It's fine. I get it. More or less. I can tell she wants to express her gratitude in her own way, but she's not the best at thanking people. Her previous joy is gone, replaced by a scowl, likely frustrated at herself. I understand, Mana. Thanks. It'd be unfair for me to expect anything more from her.
あんまり大人みたいな顔しないでよね。ちょっといいこと言われたからって。
I know,
別にいいんだけど。
she says, acting like she does care quite a bit.
それより今、まだ雪降ってるの？
Huh? Yeah. I tell her, pointing out the window. Snowflakes are still swirling past, a bit faint.
じゃあ、ちょっとだけ外に出てみていい？
I notice her eyes are sparkling with delight. I see. Oh, she likes when it snows. She might have almost frozen to death overnight, but she's still a kid. That's what I think.
何よ。
Sure enough, she's glaring at me. Why do you want to go out?
ただ、今年初めての雪がどんな風か見ておきたいだけよ。遊ぼうなんて思ってるのって。
First snow of the year, it's Christmas. It's still a week till the end of the year. Stray dog? Ouch. But I get the feeling seeing snow will make her happy. Or first snow. This is the first night it snowed in the current year. Gotcha. Of this winter season. Because it probably snowed, back in, like, January. But you don't count that as, part of the year, because people are weird like that. You should have said of the season. It would have made more sense, but I get you. As she struggles to maintain a facade of nonchalance, I take her out to the deserted street. Yep. Seeing her unconcealed excitement makes me remember the lack of snow at this time last year. Today's Christmas. Something special about a white Christmas.
何藤井さんはしゃいじゃって
I can tell you want to.
はしゃいでなんかいませんがムードを味わってただけよ
Is that so? Well, whatever. It's pretty nice out. Wanna go for a stroll?
うん
You walk around the perimeter of my apartment building, leaving footprints behind in the fresh snow that's still unspoiled by anyone else.
こんなのも結構ロマンティック
She smiles, spellbound, practically dancing through the morning snow. I notice her cheeks have a faint blush to them. Mana, your face is red.
何言ってんのよ藤井さん私ロマンティックってそういう意味で言ったんじゃ
Oh, you don't have a hat. You're probably cold. But before she can finish what she's saying, wobble. Mana! Her legs suddenly buckle beneath her and she topples forward. I barely catch her on the way down. Oh, you need to be more careful. That's when I realize for the first time how incredibly hot her body feels. Mana?
何しがみついてんのよ藤井さん
She can't keep her voice from trembling. Plus, eyes definitely weren't playing tricks on me. Her cheeks are a feverish red. She's sick? Come to think of it, she did spend the entire night in the falling snow outside my apartment. No way a girl as slender as her would be okay after pulling a stunt like that. Oh yeah, that's fair. She's probably like 75 pounds soaking wet. I was thinking oh yeah, I could and have just slept outside in the snow before and been fine. I used to go tarp camping in the winter, which is essentially you lie down a tarp on the ground, you hang another one above you to keep the snow from falling on you, and you pretty much bundle a bunch of blankets on the first tarp and sleep there, just in the exposed cold air. If you do it right, it's actually really comfortable. Snow's a great insulator, so if you kind of make a dugout for yourself, fantastic. But this girl has 0% body fat, 0% musculature. There's fucking nothing to keep her warm.
話してよ藤井さん恥ずかしいから
I hurriedly get her back inside my apartment. I noted my own carelessness towards her safety.
何よ藤井さん的な
She snaps at me once she realizes we're back in my apartment. Not sure what exactly is going on. Calm down, Mana. I think it'd be better if you lie down for a bit.
どういうつもり藤井さん
Make sure you don't die. Nothing.
こんなことしたら後で大変なことになるんだからね
I think you're the only one thinking something. I flinch back, startled, as she begins to scream at the top of her lungs. But she quickly collapses back onto the bed with a nasty-sounding cough. Ugh. Just phlegming all over my bed.
私に何飲ませたのよ
She's already half sobbing, having jumped to an incredibly wrong conclusion. Oh, of course not. Lana, you're sick. Clearly you caught a cold.
風邪嘘
I wouldn't lie to you. You're gonna be fine, but you really need to lie down. I'm going to... do doctors do house calls here? Also, it's Christmas. You're clearly avoiding your parents. I'll get you some medicine. I quickly go to get her some cold meds I keep lying around just in case.
藤井さん、こ
What? Does it hurt? She shakes her head.
こで寝ててもいいの？
What's gotten into her all of a sudden? That's what I've been telling you to do this entire time. Please just stay in bed and rest. Actually, listening to me for once, she quietly gets back into bed and lies down. After taking the cold medicine, she immediately falls into a fitful sleep. With medicine on hand, at least I don't have to worry about going out. I would like to keep an eye on her for at least the rest of the day. Good grief. I really am her babysitter/servant, huh? I find myself growing increasingly angry with her parents. And it's not because I'm forced to take care of their sick daughter. Instead, it's because they seem perfectly okay leaving her with a man they basically know nothing about. You're missing a word there, translators. Aside from him being her tutor. This isn't the time to leave your daughter in someone else's care. Basically abandon her. I might be out of line to do so, but once she's better and I take her home, I'm going to give her parents a piece of my mind. I think that as I place a wet towel on her forehead. Oh, I must have dozed off at some point. I slowly stand up, the only illumination in my room coming from the streetlights outside. Wonder if Mana's okay. I look towards my bed. Ooh, doesn't sound to be doing so good. She's struggling to breathe, her body drenched in sweat. I only plan on letting her sleep for a little bit before taking her home, so I left her in her clothes she was wearing when she got here. For the time being, I pick up the towel that slipped off her forehead so I can refresh it. I press the back of my hand against her skin and realize she's burning up. Is she really gonna be okay? I'm starting to get seriously concerned. I really should get her to a doctor. Suddenly, she presses her cheek against my hand like she's snuggling up to me. Likely due to how soothingly cold my skin is. Mana? Is she awake? Only response is labored breathing, sounding no different than before. I hurried to the kitchen to re-soak the towel and wipe the sweat from her brow before replacing it. Her eyes closed, she starts groping around her pillow as if searching for something. I gently squeeze her hand in mine, and she unconsciously squeezes back. Her breathing sounds a little less labored, as if that simple act has calmed her down somewhat. This has certainly turned into one crazy Christmas. I find myself dozing off once more as I mentally replay the events of Christmas Eve. It's dawn. Mana's still asleep, breathing weakly. After all that sleep, I'm sure she'll be feeling at least a little better. Should probably get her something to eat for when she finally wakes up. Yeah, she had like half a fucking chicken wing and has had nothing else for a day and a half. She didn't eat anything yesterday, so it's important that she gets some nutrients. As I think that, I suddenly realize I don't have anything to eat in my apartment. Order some pizza. Should I go shopping for some ingredients? I'm sure she'll be fine in here by herself while I'm gone. I end up going out despite my reservations. Just leave her a note on the bedside. I don't usually cook, but I'm sure I can muster up something for someone who's sick. I'll just get whatever ingredients feel right and try to remember what my boss at the cafe usually cooks. If I mess up, she'll definitely let me know. Maybe she's quieter and more polite when she's sick, but I'd had it. As I walk back from the grocery store with supplies in hand, I find myself worrying about the state of my eggs or if the vegetables I bought have suddenly gone bad. Suddenly, I notice someone coming towards me. Oh, Haruka. I wave in her direction. Snub. Huh? She's walking right past me without even a glance in my direction. That was her. No way it wasn't. Haruka? I try calling her name once more.
Oh, 驚いた。どうや。
The girl who turns around is definitely Haruka. You don't look startled. Why did you ignore me like that?
ごめんね。
She says, not sounding sorry at all, while looking me up and down. What?
買い物袋持ってるから。
That's why you didn't notice me walking right towards you? Been best friends since kindergarten. I guess I can't really blame her. She's only ever seen me carrying groceries home to cook with about once a year.
うーん
She says as if lost in thought. Probably.
アパートの
Why acting so weird?
人親戚の子
Oh yeah, you came to our house and saw fucking, Mana is like, oh, she's in his bed. Weird. Sounds like she's answering herself, probably. It not make any sense. Or I can say anything, she holds something out towards me. It's candy.
あげる
Huh? What is she talking about? Thanks.
どうやにじゃないよお大事に
For that, she immediately takes off. Huh? What was that last part about? My gaze drops to the groceries in my hand. Don't tell me she figured out what's going on just by the groceries. Despite Mana not actually being my niece. Or because, like some seasoned detective. I don't have time to stand around right now. I hurry up the stairs to my apartment. I guess she didn't even have to knock, just straight walk by on the street.
藤井さん
As I enter my apartment, I'm met with a surprise. Mana somehow managed to get out of bed and onto the floor, from which she's glaring up at me.
藤井さん私をどうするつもりなのよ
To make breakfast? She begins sobbing, her face suddenly bright red. Nothing? Seems like she still has no idea what's going on. More importantly, you should be in bed. I'm gonna make you something to eat. I reach out towards her.
触らないで
She once again takes a deep breath in order to scream at the top of her lungs. But she just collapses onto the floor, coughing violently. Ugh. I rush over to pick her up and put her back in bed. Meanwhile, she claws at me, struggling to escape, while hurling insults at me.
もういいでしょあれだけ私をいじめたんだからもう許してよ
You would die on the street in this state. Tortured you? Since when exactly?
だから振るのだけはやめてお願い
Trafficking? You? Me? Who are we talking about here?
外に待ってるんでしょ変な外国の人
You've been watching Fox News again, Mana? Who now? There's no one like that outside. Just came in from outside and there's no one there.
え外から
She falls silent for a moment.
あ
Don't tell me. I braced myself for her to blow up in my question. Were you dreaming? Well, it's certainly not uncommon to have nonsensical fever dreams while sick. But being sold into slavery to some foreign trafficker is a fairly archaic female-specific nightmare.
何よちょっと勘違いしただけじゃない
She then proceeds to pull the sheets over her head, hiding herself from view. Aw. Ah, well. Time to make some food. Okay, Mana, I made you some porridge. Wanna give it a try?
食べる
I figured she'd be hungry, considering she hasn't eaten anything all day. It's still hot, so be careful. I scoop up some porridge I scoop up some of the freshly made porridge with a spoon and blow on it to cool it down.
何してるのよ藤井さんそんな子供にするみたいなことしないで
Sorry. Oops.
もう一人で食べられるからいいわよ貸して
She goes to yank the bowl from my hand. Oh, wait, be careful, it's still... But before I can finish... She immediately pulls her burnt hand back, a look of disbelief on her face and tears in her eyes. Just like a small animal afraid of fire.
何がおかしいのよ大体なんでこんな熱く作るわけ
Oh, hot food is great when you're sick. I mean, it feels terrible when you're eating it, if it's too hot, because then it just like sits like a stone in your stomach, just like cooking you from the inside out, and you're like, I'm already so hot and sweaty, and now I'm like sweating even more because I have like a burning stone in my gut. Which, sometimes feels great. Other times it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die. My brain is cooking. I can hear the fluids boiling in my head. My bad. Sorry. It's not funny at all.
そんな笑うんだったら最初から冷ましてくれればいいのよ。
But if you like got like some like real bad, you know, fucking gut stuff going on, oh man, like having a hot rock in your stomach is like the most amazing, like godly experience in the entire world. I'm not laughing. I'm just chortling. But I guess this is what she wanted after all. Ooh. Now say, here comes the airplane. Meow. Chomp. Munch, munch. Oh, do you like it? Sorry. Okay, here you go. Chomp. Munch, munch. More? Sorry. Okay, here you go. What the hell am I doing? Don't like develop like some like weird codependent age play fucking fetish here, guys. After dinner, I give her some more medicine and she promptly falls asleep. She's still sleeping this much, I guess she still has a ways to go towards recovery. I should probably let her sleep until tomorrow. Damn, she really is not doing good. A little past midnight, her breathing gradually grows labored again. You okay, Mana? She's dripping buckets of sweat. Is it possible that what I thought was a cold was something far worse? As I sit there, agonizing over what to do, she wakes up, pain look in her eyes. I mean, she could have caught, like, pneumonia or something if she slept outside in the fucking middle of the winter. What was that?
暑い。
Huh? Aw, crap. I've got to change out her out of her clothes. Ugh. I've been wearing this for like 3 days, sweating non-stop. She slowly sits up in bed, looking like she's in a daze.
シャワー浴びる。
What are you talking about, Lana? I rushed to my closet, pulled out a spare pair of pajamas from deep inside. Yeah, I was about to say, like, at this point, it's like, don't be weird about it. Just be like, okay, yeah, sure. Take off her clothes, give her a fucking t-shirt and like a pair of like basketball shorts. And be like, wear these. Here, change into this. It should make you feel a little better. Okay, here you go. If you need me, I'll be over there. Looking at the corner. Just as I'm about to leave my bedroom. I hear the sound of something falling over. Mana? See your crumpled body on the ground. Are you okay? Mana!
体痛い。
Well, yeah, you just fell out of bed. She managed to croak out between sobs. Oh, what should I do? I can change you into the pajamas if you want. No, I'm not going to do anything weird, but if you keep sweating like that, you won't be able to... Never mind. No point trying to explain anything to her in this state. She gonna call me a perv again?
見たら殴るからね。
All she does is turn around, her cheeks bright red.
早く着替えさせちゃって。
Look, there's nothing to even look at, Mana. Don't worry, it'll just be over lickety-split. Oh, you're giving her...
見ないでよ。
Those look like some fleece pajamas in, like, the fucking... Ugh. When you're feverish? Oh, those are gonna be sopping wet. Okay. I very gently begin removing her clothes. Or, at least that was my intention. But it ends up going far more awkwardly than I planned.
もうちょっと優しくやってよ、藤井さん。
Unfortunately, taking her clothes off from behind, as the material sticks to her skin due to sweat, is significantly more difficult than I expected. I'm not used to taking off another person's clothes in the first place, let alone a girl's. Despite all that, I'm sorry. Once I get her clothes removed and she's down to her underwear, she stays there silently with her head bowed, blushing furiously. The silence only makes me feel more anxious, my heavy breathing echoing obnoxiously loud in the room. What are you breathing heavily about? The more I try to focus on literally anything else, the more I can't help but notice her pale, soft skin, It's pale because she's horrifically sick, my guy. Hot to the touch and covered in sweat, her smooth skin is many years away from being warped by age. Odd thing to think, like, oh, look how supple her skin is. Quit being weird, man. You want me to wipe you down with a towel? I ask her timidly. She's been suffering from terrible night sweats 2 days in a row, and she did just complain about wanting to shower. She nods silently. I fill a wash bowl with hot water and dip the towel I've been using for her forehead in it. When I touch her skin, her body trembles all over. She opens her mouth as if to say something, but ends up closing it without a word, her head bowed and her cheeks bright red. I wring some of the excess water out of the towel before sliding it over her bare skin. I can feel how smooth her skin is, even through the thick fabric of the towel. No, you can't, you fucking liar. Anyone would feel the same. It's not like she's got, like, fucking sandpaper on her back. Like, yeah, it's just gonna glide across, because it's a wet towel. Occasionally, as I slide the warm towel over her, she lets out a happy little sigh. Before her body can cool down too much, I wring out the excess water before rubbing it over her body a little more vigorously. It doesn't hurt, but she steadfastly shakes her head. I'm sure she probably doesn't want to talk about anything else right now. That being said, what about your front? I'd be happy to wipe her down, despite my embarrassment. But as I think that, she suddenly snatches the towel from my hands, glaring at me while blushing furiously. She awkwardly wipes down her chest, stomach, and armpits before shoving the towel back at me. Huh? She's desperately trying to tell me something.
早く服を着せて。もういいから。
Coming right up. I hurriedly throw the pajamas over her.
これ汚いんじゃないでしょうね。
A little calmer now that she's fully clothed again, she immediately starts complaining. Nope. No one's worn them since I washed them last. My pajamas are, as expected, way too big for her tiny body. She's practically floating in the button-up top that hangs off her slender frame.
悪かったわね。
I didn't say anything. We're not out of the woods yet, but if you can get some rest tonight, you should feel a lot better. She's sitting up in bed, making no move to lie back down. What's wrong, Mana? Only natural she'd be feeling antsy, considering she just stripped down to her underwear in front of a guy she doesn't know well. Right now, she probably just wants to go home.
別に。
I mean, you could just go home and just, like, take care of her there. You, like, get her a fresh change of her clothes, like, call a taxi and go there together. That's an option. You don't have to hide out in your house. Like, in fact, it'd probably be better to take care of her there. She has, you know, her bathroom, her, like, fucking soaps and stuff. You can fucking sleep downstairs on the couch. But hey, don't worry about that. She speaks too forcefully and breaks down into a coughing fit again. Oh, right. My thought turns back to earlier when I ran into Haruka outside my apartment. Here, Mana, this might cheer you up. I take the candy out of my pocket. For that, she takes the candy from my hand and shyly pulls the sheets up over her head. Thank you, Haruka. Okay, Mana. Good night. Better not be a chocolate bar, because, like, chocolate, like, gets your throat all congested anyway, and, like, if you're sick and coughing with, like, a nasty throat anyway, ugh. I lazily open my eyes. That's another beautiful day. The sun is shining brightly. Slowly get to my feet, my body aching all over from sleeping on the floor.
寝坊して。
I'm barely awake when I'm confronted with Mana's grumbly voice. I turn to see her already wide awake, sitting up in the bed at an odd angle. She's likely forced herself up before she was ready. Morning, Mana. Did you sleep well? Hey, nice.
おは
New
よう、マ
Sprite.
ナちゃんじゃないわよ。もう一体いつまで眠ってるつもりだったのよ。
She's in a foul mood right from the get-go. I didn't think I slept in that late. I glanced at the clock. It's 8:30. Why is she in such a bad mood? Maybe she's just frustrated since she was stuck in bed with nothing to do other than watch me sleep. You're up pretty early, Mana.
何のんきなこと言ってんのよ。早く起こしてよね。
So, I know you've been in bed for like 3 days, but how's the bathroom situation been going? Like, are you just sweating everything out so you, like, there's like no fluid left in you to you know, dispose of? Or we got a bedpan, or has he been like carrying you? Like, what's the mechanics of how this caretaker situation's been working? Huh? Get you out of bed. You should probably stay there a little longer.
うるさいわね。顔を洗いたいだけよ。早く。
Ah, she really has to go. Gotcha. Wash your face. Fine. Even I'm not dense enough. You know, just as I was thinking it comes up. Fine. I patiently help her up, giving her my shoulder to lean on. When she gets like this, it's best to just do what she wants. If the person you're taking care of gets cranky, there's nothing much you can do about it. Are you okay? Hold on tight. The hand she places on my shoulder feels just as hot as it was last night. As she leans on me, I notice her body feels strangely stiff. Oh, right. Finally realizing something, I hurry her over to the bathroom. Now then, she seems to be doing better than yesterday, though she still doesn't appear to be in any state to go home yet. I doubt anyone's at home to take care of her, so I should probably keep her here for one more day.
何よ。
She sits up awkwardly in bed, her observation skills as sharp as ever. Nothing. You shouldn't sit up. You need to rest. I rush to get her comfortable again. Oh, right. So the matter of food, or the lack thereof. Crap. I only bought enough groceries yesterday for one meal. How would you even do that? One meal of groceries? Do they even sell things small enough to make only one meal? Like, where'd the fuck you go? I guess I'll have to go back out again. Now that she's finally starting to recover from her cold, she really needs to eat. Mana?
何？
I'm going out to get more groceries. Do you think you'll be okay by yourself?
大丈夫に決まってるわよ。子供じゃないんだから。
I don't think it's possible for me to say anything without offending her. Okay. In that case, is there anything you want me to buy?
ないわよ、そんなの。
She shouts a little too hard and falls into a coughing fit. I'm pretty worried about her. Just rest there in bed.
わかってるわよ。
I'll be right back. Just as I'm about to head out the door.
藤井さん。
Huh? I suddenly stop. What?
早く帰ってきてよね。
At least I give her the remote to watch TV or something. She pulls the sheets up over her head.
私の召使いなんだから。
Okay, I promise I'll be right back. With that, I step outside. Having finished my shopping, I'm on my way home when...
あら藤井くん、お買い物？
Oh, Misaki, what's up? Man, I haven't heard your fucking track since probably the first time we met you. Oh, Misaki. I saw Misaki carefully holding a potted plant in a bag. Yep, actually just on my way home.
ちょうどよかった。私も今帰るところ。よかったらだけど、一緒に帰らない？
Kind of in a bit of a hurry.
お茶でもと思ってたんだけど。
Yeah, I gotta turn her down, I think. Yeah, turn her down. Sorry, Misaki. Actually have some stuff that I need to do today. I promise I'll make it up to you, though.
あ、そうなんだ。
For that, she picks up her plant.
それじゃあ仕方ないね。まさか私とお茶を飲んでて約束を破ったなんて言ったら怒られちゃうもんね。藤井君も私も。
Mm-hmm.
でもほら、だったら行かなきゃ。
She's not wrong. I can easily imagine Mana flipping her lid over me being late. Okay, I'm really sorry again, Misaki. I'll see you later. I wave goodbye before hurrying off in the direction of my apartment. I'm home! Is there a chance she's actually asleep?
あ、藤井さん。
What the heck? She's absolutely not in bed. I figured as much. What's going on? She's sitting on the floor, covered in dust and struggling with the vacuum cleaner. What are you doing? Having already forgotten about me, my voice startles her out of her daze.
何よ。
Given the situation, I feel like I should be the one
こ
saying
んなに
that.
早く帰ってきちゃって何よ一体。
You're the one who told me to come back quickly.
言ってないわよ。それより何よこの掃除機。
What about it? I glance over at the vacuum, which has managed to spew dust everywhere.
中のパックはもっときっちりとはめなさいよね。じゃないと中のフィルターが詰まって早くダメになるんだから。
Oh, I see. So that's what happens.
音もちょっとおかしくなってたわよ。
What, really?
だから開けて調べてあげようと思ったのよ。そしたら
Should have taken it out on the balcony if you're gonna open up the vacuum cleaner like that. For some reason, the vacuum cleaner's contents are everywhere. But why did you suddenly feel the pressing need to vacuum? Probably because she was bored out of her fucking mind and, wanted to do something for you. I ask, wanting to get to the root of the problem.
別にいいでしょ。ただ男の人の部屋って汚そうだから嫌だなって思った。
Yeah, my place is still a mess. I know I've been saying for like a week and a half, like, oh yeah, I'll clean it up. I haven't done it. I don't think my place is that bad. Honestly, I thought it was pretty clean.
清潔な部屋だと病気の治りも早いでしょ。
Maybe we'll do that after our record. I still got, it's not even 6 yet. I got over 5 hours before I have to go into work. It'll be something to do. Maybe she has a point. I feel like you getting enough rest will help you better than a clean room. But what do I know? She's clearly not the type of girl who quietly takes a nap. How about I take care of the mess and you get back into bed?
悪かったわね。
Mana, you're still sick. I tell her in a firmer tone of voice, preemptively cutting off any further attempts at backtalk.
分かったわ。
She gets back into bed obediently, but she's now in a far worse mood than before.
ごめんなさい。
What was that? She said something very quietly.
なんでもない。
She's hiding under the sheets again. How to make food, I guess. Yeah. I'm just thinking. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here. I know we're still in the Mana caretaker arc here, but it's looking at the guide, it's gonna go on for multiple more days. So though as I've proven with the end of the Psycho route, I have a bad ability of not being able to accurately guess the amount of time remaining in a story. But at this point, we're gonna be pushing like 3 hours by the time the video ends, and I'm getting kind of hungry. So yeah, with that, yeah, I'm calling it. So once again, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell. See you guys on the next time for the next episode of White Album Memories Like Falling Snow, where we will continue taking care of our little invalid high school tutor boss lady thing that's in our bed, and sleep on the floor again. My dude's gonna need to go see like a masseuse after this. His back's gonna be like, oh, fucking tight as a board. But we'll deal with that next time. Okay,